I've had appointments, with houses all the way up into the 900s from YouTube. So the leads that have come through from these ads on YouTube is they definitely want this information because they're ready to sell within the next 3 to 6 months, and sometimes 0 to 3 months. They're itching to do it yesterday. But it's just really helpful to know that it's happening and I'm not having to like put my hand in it to make it happen. There's a lot of ways to spend money in real estate, but I can tell you that y'all's value for what you're delivering is very, very good.
You just heard it straight from Lauren, one of our private partners with Realtor Consulting, who's now already generated over 10.5K in GCI in less than 45 days from our YouTube ads listing finder. With one more solid listing on the way and plenty more in-person appointments to convert, she's ultimately looking to scale this up this year and keep getting an extra $5 for every $1 she invests into YouTube ads every single month with no cold calling, chasing down her leads, where YouTube ads done the right way, sellers come to you, already know, liking, and trust you, ready to talk business and do the deal. And now Lauren sees the ROI. She's already planning to increase and aim to push past multi-six figures in annual GCI with the help and the power of YouTube ads. And here's the craziest part. She's doing what other realtors would call a tough market. So if you're an agent who's serious and tired of relying on referrals, burning cash junk on Facebook and Google leads that never really convert, then this video is going to show you what's possible when you plug and play a system that actually works with YouTube ads. So let's jump into the interview. Hey everyone, this is Johnny from Realtor Consulting, and today I'm excited to interview another one of our recent successful clients, Lauren, who was able to go from running Google ads before to now getting her first listing deal in less than 45 days of running YouTube ads, with many more deals to come in the pipeline in just a few months. So if you watch this in full, we'll actually share some more secrets, some more value that Lauren has actually used herself to get the same results. Anyway, Lauren's come to talk with me today. So yeah, thanks for coming on, Lauren.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. Well, I guess I should probably ask before I kind of dive into anything more specific. Tell us a bit more about yourself. Obviously, I know you're with the team, right? And your just general real estate journey so far. What actually kind of got you into real estate in the first place?
Well, I spent almost 14 years as a supply chain strategist for major retail companies like Bell Helicopter and Pier 1 and Sally Beauty out here in Texas. And I just always wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I tried all the side gigs while I had my corporate job. You wouldn't believe all the things I tried to sell.
Some crazy.
But honestly, I think I finally hit a wall. It was when I took the Sally Beauty position. I was just fully working from home and just sitting at my desk for 8-9 hours a day, miserable. Honestly, no knock to Sally Beauty. It's not the company's fault. I was just miserable doing jobs like that. So I've always loved shopping for houses. We moved like 9 times when I was a kid. We would always just go drive around and look at open houses on the weekends. It just made sense for real estate to be what I built as a business. So that was 4 years ago, and I very quickly decided I wanted to have a team instead of going at it alone. And a lot of people told me I was too young in my business to start a team, but I did it anyways. So
when it gets
yeah.
it's a lot of people, especially that young, is kind of especially in real estate, you're figuring out on your own, right? You're throwing a few things at the wall. You don't really have the support, the mentorship. So you was like, okay, I want to get a team of A players around me, and then that's going to help me actually scale quicker than anyone, right?
Yeah. And I saw that as a solo agent, like a brand new solo agent, you just really have no clue what you're doing. And you feel extremely lost in what is the right next thing to do? How do I find business if, you only have so many friends and family and they don't all buy houses at the same time. So you can't just rely on that.
Yeah.
So
And
that was the
you don't
goal.
really have you don't really have that database as well, right? To kind of reach back to you. So you've kind of got to get innovative, right? And I guess
Yeah.
when it kind of lead you in the direction, what was your first kind of you obviously had the team in place, but what do you find out was the first few strategies to start getting you more business through?
Social media for sure. Like I spent the first 2 years of my real estate career posting almost every single day because I figured I needed my name to be associated with real estate as much as possible in people's minds. And I knew that, I didn't have a whole lot of business going on, so I wasn't busy with other stuff. So content creation was pretty simple back then. And once I established my name out there in the social world as a real estate agent, people started to actually see me as a knowledge force in that area and someone to go to with questions and a thought leader or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and that's kind of big for anyone as well, watching. It's you kind of you have to adapt to the way that the world's moving, because everything's going online. Everyone wants to work with someone who has a brand, has their image out there, and if you're not, it's kind of you stay behind, right? And you're not getting the success that you would actually want, right? So like for you, obviously trying like social media. I remember when obviously we first started working, it was like you tried a bit of the YouTube, couldn't find like it's very time consuming doing the YouTube on its own, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of stuck to it was like more like Instagram, just like Facebook social media, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, YouTube still is a bit of an enigma for me as far as like what are you supposed to put in the description and the cover and the
Uh,
title.
yeah, it's like another job, right? Especially if you're running a team, especially if you're a one girl army, right?
Yeah.
It can be pretty hard to deal with, and I guess that's another reason. Like, I don't assume, but like what we do with our YouTube is like you basically like can like do YouTube, but you can do it in like a one and done way because like you record once, you have enough like content for the next 3 to 4 months, you get the deals through. When it's like running a YouTube channel, it's like I've got to keep doing this every day, and I don't know when the deals are coming through, right? It's like not
Right.
you never know. Um, so like for yourself, I guess the main what was kind of like the main things you were almost facing like before joining like with us, like especially with like the Google ads, was it like the slow like transaction phase with those leads, or what was kind of like the process with that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the other online ads we run are less intentional, meaning like the client has less intention when they click. They're not uh, ready to sell right now or ready to buy right now. They may just be browsing or shopping. So they're a little bit longer lead time, and so it requires a lot more follow up. What I really like about the leads that have come through from these ads on YouTube is they definitely want this information because they're ready to sell within the next 3 to 6 months, and sometimes 0 to 3 months. They're itching to do it yesterday, but they don't know the right strategy. And the other part of it is, I'll tell you, like 99% of them just feel really unconfident or not confident in the market. And so it's how do I sell my house for the most possible, with the best strategy possible, but also should I even sell right now is a
Yeah,
lot of the
yeah.
question.
It's like that fear can almost like translate into people not taking any action at all and not
Yeah.
reaching out to anyone, right? So like for you, obviously, like you have the ad and it's to have that clear message, right? It's like very congruent. It's like, okay, these people actually are like at least like they're generally curious, they have intent, and they just want someone to help them out, right? I guess that's how you kind of felt with that.
Yeah, definitely. And they are seeing through the scripting and through the way we've done the videos, they're seeing me positioned as someone who knows what they're doing when it comes to listing. And the social proof that's inserted into the videos of the homes that I've actually sold helps a lot too. I think that those that little part of the video really brings it home for them.
Yeah, 'cause, like it is someone that you can actually trust to get you results. Because anyone can be like, oh, I'm the best realtor around, but like, can you show it with your results, right? And
Yeah.
that's what we obviously add in the ad at the end. So I
Mhm.
guess obviously there's like plenty of options. Like you can do any different types of ads. Would be like Facebook, buying leads online, like TikTok ads, LinkedIn ads, all this stuff. What made you kind of want to go to like YouTube? Like what kind of like, sparked your interest with like YouTube ads over like any other kind of platforms as well?
Well, I know like when I search a recipe for meatloaf or something like that, I get YouTube videos.
Yeah,
So I just know that it's so directly tied to where most people are still searching, which is Google. I know like a lot of people are moving their search to chat and Grok and places like that, but uh,
so that's its
Google
place.
search, yeah, Google search is still incredibly important. And the other ads that I was running weren't being picked up through Google search. You had to be on that platform like LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram to
Yeah.
see my ads. And I don't think that the way that they distribute the ads is as direct hit as Google can be.
Yeah, yeah. So like, for anyone obviously like watching, curious about like the difference between like social media ads and like YouTube ads, is like social media is like interest based. Like people scroll and then they see an ad. They're not like search based. So it means like yeah, you can get a lot of leads, but the leads they don't have as much intent compared to like a search based ad, which could be some like YouTube ad where you're able to target those terms and not not meatloaf for real estate. Like who's the best realtor in my area, right? How what should I do before selling my home? And it's like okay, boom, you hit them when the iron is hot, not literally, but you hit them like when they have their highest intent. So you can imagine, okay, I have much better conversations like this time around. And I know for you, like you obviously you've amassed like a pretty good success in the last few years. So that's awesome. But like, I guess you started in a good position even when joining us. I guess what's kind of like different now, almost in the sense of what was like the YouTube ads allowed you to do, whether it be like I guess saving more time, focusing on other areas of the business, having more predictability in like the deals leads coming through. I guess what's kind of like shown up for you in particular since starting this.
Well, I know that I'm not like the most quick to respond to you guys. I apologize about that. But what I love about the setup of this is that I don't have to spend a lot of time on it because being a high producing agent and running a team, I have 8 agents.
Yeah.
It's a lot of I'm 100% busy from the second that I wake up in the morning until I go to sleep. And so it's so nice to have something that's just running for me and I don't have to think about it. And the leads come in and I work them and, I try to update them in the app and all the things I'm supposed to do. But it's just really helpful to know that it's happening and I'm not having to like put my hand in it to make it happen
Yeah.
versus all the other social media I do, besides maybe LinkedIn, because I do have a team that runs my LinkedIn, but all the other social media is me. And if I don't do it, it doesn't happen, which people probably notice my big waves of I post a lot and then nothing, and then post a lot and then nothing.
When Lauren's on her A game, when Lauren's like kind of like caring for all these other people, right? Yeah, and that's the thing, like with YouTube ads, because it is one and done. You can kind of like basically record and then you have it work. It's like this 24/7 salesperson doing the selling for you, right? Because you're
Right.
not like obviously you still need to follow up with leads. I'm not saying that like that doesn't come with anything, right? But like the amount you have to follow up with is much less. So you can spend 10, 15 minutes per day and like you're still getting a better result like than what you would with like all the other volume approaches, right?
Mhm.
And like coming from that perspective, I guess that's obviously allowed more time for you. And like going into like the lead conversations, you obviously have more time to do that yourself. And also the appointments, like yeah, let's talk about the listing as well. What was like the size of that deal and the property as well?
So the one we just listed, it's a $300,000 house. It's a all the way remodeled, cute house that has a great price point for that area. I think it should go well. The only challenge with any listing right now is we're in a buyer's market in Dallas Fort Worth, like fully. So competing on everything, not just price, but also condition is really important. And that house is in great condition. So that'll be a good one. I mean, I've had appointments, with houses all the way up into the 900s from YouTube. So I'm getting a huge wide variety of properties, and that's what I was hoping for. I like that they can, tell me their intention with setting an appointment right away. That's fantastic. Even if, we need to move it for whatever reason, everybody seems to understand that, if booking a 15-minute appointment right in between all the other appointments that I have doesn't really work out. But it's been wonderful just to know that they have that intention and so that the conversation is so easy when I call them. Even the ones that don't book appointments, honestly, the conversation is so easy because I'm asking them, did you have any questions about the resources I sent you? Do you have time to speak with me before I do your home valuation so that I can get some more information about the property? Like those, there's no question why I'm calling you. You saw my face, you said you wanted to talk to me, and I'm calling you for that reason.
It's like that they've like gone through this whole thing, the keywords, the targeting, they've seen your smile on camera, right? And then you're also like providing like value to them as well, like with the
Mhm.
resources and everything. So it's like, oh, I know Lauren's like if I'm looking to sell my house, Lauren is the realtor. And obviously
Mhm.
besides the listing, that's obviously led to you like a few others like nearly ready to go. Obviously you
Mhm.
said like one gentleman, and then like a few more listing appointments actually going really well, which
Mhm.
is awesome to see in like a early campaign. Not to say that like results aren't amazing to start off with, but typically with YouTube ads, it's like, yes, you have the really high quality people at the start, but then over time, it's something that like our top agents, they just invest more into because they know they're getting that predictability, that return. Like they're for every dollar they're putting in, they're getting like 10, 15 back. So it's like, okay, why wouldn't I like double down on that, right? And
Mhm.
then that's like in those extra 3 to 6 months, like results are here, but then they want to go like exponentially. And it's like
Mhm.
to replace all the other like the unnecessary marketing, like door knocking, like cold calls, all these like other things with like, okay, I'm just gonna like do this one thing and actually like double down on it, right? Um,
Mhm.
that being said, it's like the system's obviously awesome, but it's also like testament to you for like working it and like being creative in your follow up. So like for like anyone like watching, don't worry, you don't have to reveal your the most secret tactics you use. But what have you found that's like helped you the most in like converting, nurturing leads, and just potential clients in general?
Well, I don't mind sharing any of my information because I'm pretty sure nobody on here is my competition. Even people in Arlington, Texas aren't my competition. You don't know who I know. Um, that's how
Guys,
I feel about it, honestly. But no, I think it helps to obviously the faster you can get a hold of them, the better. You learn right away the people that don't want to talk on the phone because they will answer your text but not your phone call, and that's fine. I don't mind that method of communication, but I do like to try and follow up with a video text if that's what we're going to do. So I'll leave a voicemail and then I'll in the voicemail say, hey, I'm also going to follow this up with a text so that I can share some more information with you. And then I introduce myself. I send them my contact card so that my text doesn't end up in their text spam. And I send a video and say, hey, I just want to introduce myself, hope to get a chance to speak with you about your property. I want to work on that home valuation for you. So I just need a little bit more information if you have a minute.
Yeah, yeah, and that's like it's obviously it sounds like okay, like, everyone should be doing it, but not many people kind of like think to do that. Like, okay, I'll just like wait for the lead to kind of decide. It's like that's not really gonna work. Most people obviously call leads up, which I think is like probably like your go to. You should be like call them straight away.
Mhm.
If you can't get a hold of them, then it's like being creative. Because I know you said video message, but you also like send off like care packages as well to
Mhm.
each of the leads as well. So like
Yeah.
you like the average realtor's here. Lauren's going above and beyond, right?
We don't just send them off. We hand deliver them
Yeah.
that day so that we're the first person that they see. You know, assuming this is not the only website they went to learn about selling their home, right? This isn't the only thing that they did. They may be getting calls from other agents because maybe they were looking on like another lead source or something. So we try to be the first value deliverer possible. They're already getting the resource of that's coming straight from YouTube. But this one that we deliver that goes in their hand gives them a really good idea of what it's like to work with us from a marketing perspective. So they get to see our process, marketing, photography, videography, social media, all that stuff. And then a little handwritten note just to say, you know, this is me and my team. We'd love to work with you. Here's our information.
And like that's just it just makes you like hit like miles ahead of the competition, right? Because you're taking like multiple approaches. Like you obviously have the digital approach where you're providing value, nurturing people, and then you have like the phone approach where you're providing the text, but then you also have that in person. So it's like they can't get away from Lauren
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
GFW's finest, right? So it just really like if you're watching, just definitely take notes on that because that's like it's one part is yes, you can get the leads, but like if you don't do anything with them, like you can't really expect anybody, like especially if there's so many real estate agents around, you can't expect anybody to kind of like fall into your lap, right? So it's like you gotta get creative, and Lauren's
Yeah.
done a great job there. So I guess finally, like if anyone was like watching this, maybe on the fence about either booking a call or even joining the program, what would you kind of say to them about us at Realcom Consulting? Like, should they do it?
I mean, yes. I've already told, actually, one of the leads was asking me who
Oh
I'm
yeah.
working with on this because he was so impressed with the video and just the way everything was delivered right away. And it was what it said it was going to be. But as far as like the value of this, it's incredibly high. I work with other companies on other areas. Like I told you, I had a team that does my LinkedIn. And there's a lot of ways to spend money in real estate, but I can tell you that y'all's value for what you're delivering is very, very good. The entry cost is low enough that I feel like, you know, some people might not think it's low, but the way I look at it is it's all of that setup, that one-time fee, and then just paying for the ads themselves. You were maybe going to do the ads anyways, so why
Yeah.
not get the help up front with the scripting and the editing and all of that stuff? So I definitely think it's worth the investment. If someone's sitting on the fence going, should I spend that much money right now? It's probably one of the easiest guesses that I had this year.
Yeah, damn, appreciate that. Well, it's like I when someone is kind of on the fence as well, it's like yes, you can kind of like spend the money, and it's like okay, I can do it like myself, right? I can like try and like split test the headings, like do all these funnels, edit all these videos, all the thumbnails, all the lead notes, everything like that. And it's like yeah, you might get results, but you also might spend thousands and thousands of dollars with zero return, and it's like you may have like saved yourself money in that moment, but you've ultimately like just not even got a return, right? Or it's like you can invest the money and actually, because we've been doing this for a long time, right? And we've spent like multiple hundred thousands just in YouTube ads alone. So like we're on top of like the latest split test, like the latest like lead magnet, latest offers. So we're always on top of this, and it's
Mhm.
our full-time job. So it's like yeah, you can like save the money or you can spend it and actually ensure you get results. And I guess like in that case, it becomes like a no-brainer, right? Um, so yeah, I mean, if anyone was watching, I appreciate you tuning in, and thank you, Lauren, for letting me interview you. And if you're watching this right now and you're potentially interested in working together, any questions about the program, then I want you to book in the call right now using the top link in the description. And this will take you to a calendar where you can select a date and time, etc., to book in. And on that call, we'll basically go into a deep dive in your specific situation in terms of like your YouTube, your marketing, and see what custom game plan we can actually recreate for you. So yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll talk soon.
All right, thank you.